I'm Jonny Miller, and you're listening to Brothers Movies Games.
Guess who's back? Back again. Brothers Movies Games is back after another 2-month hiatus.
We stink at this.
We are not good at scheduling when to do podcasts.
And it's like definitely not me.
Yeah, it's definitely not me. It's definitely just me, Nick Miller. Anyway, today, what are we doing today, Jenny? Answer the question.
We're going to be reviewing Epic Mando podcast.
Epic Mando. So the 2 Mandalorian episodes came out. We're obviously going to review them. Let's go!
Okay, I just want to say one thing. This episode has been better than I think these episodes. You can definitely tell that they got paid a little bit more money.
They got that check.
Yeah, they got that check.
They got that check. They did. Because it is very, very good, in my personal opinion.
Okay, I was going to go on Disney Plus to watch it, try to look at it.
I was just trying to remember what the title was.
But I can't because I don't have it on my phone for some reason anymore. So I just gotta wing
it. Though. I'll tell you what they're called. So we're going to review Mandalorian. The first one was 15 minutes long. The second one was 40. So we're going to be reviewing the first episode, which is called The Marshal.
I'm trying to remember why it would be called that.
We'll get to it. So it starts off with the Mandalorian, and he's in that fight club with Baby Yoda. Is not very responsible. I mean,
it's not a good place for a child. Yeah.
And they made the fat guy, and he dies pretty quickly.
Yeah, honestly, my friend agreed with this. Nick doesn't. It was cool how he killed him, which he killed him. Oh yeah, there's gonna be big spoilers.
Oh yeah, duh.
And if you want us to do non-spoiler versions, just go on our Twitter/YouTube and just comment or tweet it at us or something.
Yeah. And then he beats up the people after the guy tries to frame him for an attack, and lets him hang there and shoots the light so all those little animals eat him. Well, I thought that was good, but as Johnny said, he feels that it was pretty cruel. But the fat guy does tell him that there is a Mandalorian on Tatooine.
Yeah, but he helped them though. Like he helped them and he told them, but just like either just if you really want to kill him, just leave him hanging there. But you might as well just take him down, you know?
Yeah. So he goes to Tatooine, meets that old lady again. I feel like her dialogue feels kind of weird all the time.
You know what I like? When she's like, remember, he doesn't like any droids. And then because IG-88 helped them last season.
IG-11?
IG whatever, helped them last season. Then he's like, you know what? It could actually, I'm okay with droids.
And they mess it up anyway.
I don't like them.
So he's got to go to Mos Pelgo to find.
Wait, they do?
Yeah, they do, kind of.
I didn't see that.
Well, he's got to go to Mos Pelgo, talks to the Tusken Raiders along the way, and he gets there, and he meets the Marshal, which is Cobb Vanth in Boba Fett's armor, which he bought from Jawas to defend the town.
So, no, kind of just armor and to look cool.
They looks like they're about to kill each other. Then the crate dragon shows up. So.
Oh my god, that thing looks.
When they went to Tatooine, I said to myself, I hope we get to see a crate dragon this episode. What did we get to see? No. When I watched it
How do you even know what a crate dragon is?
Because I actually paid attention to Star Wars. It's the skeleton in the first movie. It's the noise that Obi-Wan makes to scare off the Tusken Raiders.
Do they say that in the movie though?
Yeah, but I just know who it is.
So you saw something.
I thought, and it's like an offhand thought that I hope we get to see one, and we did. I'm not saying I predicted it. I'm just saying I thought about it.
I think what happened is you saw something that they said that.
I saw no spoilers.
Because you saw something and it was in like a book or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
A guy talk about it.
That's what I mean.
There's no way you were like, okay, I pay attention to it so much. You know when they say that it's the Great Dragon? Oh wait, they don't.
Yeah, they do in the movie, in the Mandalorian.
In the Mandalorian they do, but not in the actual.
I saw it somewhere else. So off that tangent, what do they do next? they go find those dogs, and they find the Tusken Raiders. And as we know, Mandalorian speaks Tusken Raider, which,
Wait, we do?
yeah, he did that in the first season
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
when he's with what's his face. So after getting past, and they have a little argument. The old guy and they have an argument. Tusken Raider's like
Oh, I wasn't saying what because of what you said.
doing his sign language, and so Mandalorian says, "Hey, I offered up your town to go fight in this battle," and he's like, "What the heck? Why'd you do that?"
I died. I'm
And
joking.
then they all die.
Isn't that?
No, but and then they have a little argument. There's some arguments. Blah blah blah. Skip forward to when they're actually getting to the Great Dragon.
He had no argument of putting his town up for risk.
Yeah,
All I'm gonna say.
there's a little town hall meeting. One of the Tusken Raiders dropped a bomb, and they're like, "Hey, why'd you drop that bomb?" And there's like, they're fighting because it's it's parody of a western, Tusken Raiders being the natives and the Mos Pelgo being the outlaw city. It doesn't really matter, but we're going forward to and actually fight the Great Dragon. What'd you think of that battle sequence, Johnny?
I mean, at first it was kind of boring, and then when
Picked up.
and it kind of, yeah, and then it picked up really fast.
I liked the Great Dragon's breath. I thought that was interesting. It wasn't too overpowered.
Oh,
He didn't
yeah.
really use it, but
It wasn't really breath. It was kind of liquid, wasn't it?
yeah, it just kind of like disintegrated their skin. And then the Mando sacrifices, in air quotes, himself and comes flying out of the Great Dragon's mouth. I don't know. I'm conflicted on whether thinking that's corny or that's cool. I'm stuck in the middle. I don't know what to think.
Both.
Yeah, it's both.
Because being like, I'm gonna say, like the whole thing was
I'm gonna-
corny, and then when he was flying out like that was really cool.
It's like kind of like a Master Chief move of I'm gonna jump out of the ship with the bomb in my hands and dump it right into the ship.
Well,
Right
the thing
then.
is, I'm pretty sure Master Chief just does things to be cool.
Well, compared,
He acts like
the Mandalorian is a highly trained soldier, and the Master Chief is a highly trained soldier on super steroids. Sorry.
I know, but Master Chief just does cool things. Like I feel like he does so many of them. I feel like he just does it on purpose, like saying "boo" to that grunt, or
Boo.
yeah, or like
Boo.
not shooting the Prophet or Red. He just jumps on him, punching his face.
So he dies, and then they find the little pearl, and they're like, "Yeah, we got the pearl." Ooh, ooh. Tusken Raider noises. What'd you think of that episode?
I thought it was good.
Compared to all the rest of the Mandalorian episodes, where would you
Probably.
rank it in like
One
number
of the
1, number 2, number 3, number 4? But you don't have to really do that.
Probably the second best one.
Yeah, I'd say that too. It was a really good episode.
Second, third, fourth. I personally thought
What's the numbers out of 10? So 1 out of 10 or 5 stars or whatever you want to do.
8, 9, 8 or 9.
It's an 8 or 9 out of 10. Probably a 4.5 star. I liked it. It's probably up there. The next one, and then at the end.
Well, I want to say something. It's been way better than the first season because one of my main complaints about the first season is there's no action scene. There was a lot of action. 75% of it, in my opinion, was him just walking around. It's very unpopular.
We didn't get to see the Mando doing stuff. That was what you said. I'm trying to think, right?
Yeah, but before he was just kind of like. I thought it was kind of boring.
No proof that he was this great soldier until that episode with the pirates when he beats them all up. That's it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Remember they're on the ship and he's like picking them off one by one, but he doesn't actually kill them and he throws them in jail.
Yeah, yeah.
Then at the end, Mandalorian's riding off in the sunset. But what's this? It's Boba Fett. Boba Fett. Or I was like, let's go! Boba Fett is still alive. I'm actually pretty happy that he's in this season.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Next episode.
But he hasn't done any. Yeah.
Yep. So the next episode starts off with the Mandalorian. He's flying really fast in the desert, and he gets tripped up by some pirates. There's a little fight, and then one of the pirates takes a knife and holds it to Baby Yoda's neck, which
Baby Yoda! I'm just joking.
that was interesting because I didn't think they'd go that far to put him in a situation where he had his neck, throat to the neck, and the Mandalorian was obviously in distress.
Yeah,
don't hurt the baby.
I
Take whatever you want.
And I wish he wouldn't take the jetpack so he could like actually shown that he's not a back. I think the one bad thing I don't like so far is making Mandalorian seem kind of like a bad guy. I get they were trying to attack him and take Baby Yoda, and that's not good. But
Well,
I feel like I feel like
it's...
he should have just like shot him. I mean, he like freaking dropped him from midair.
Well, you could make the same argument where you're talking about the Master Chief. When he blows up that ship, he's technically the bad guy. Yeah, the Covenant want to destroy the universe, but, he still did it. That's... And then, what Johnny's talking about,
Well,
the Mandalorian dumps him off the jetpack, and he falls to his death, which...
I mean, they did. They were trying to do worse things than they were. I mean, they were just probably trying to make a quick buck. The Covenant's trying to kill everyone and everything in the universe.
This episode really fleshed out the Mando and Baby Yoda's relationship.
Yeah, I like that.
Like, after the pirate puts down Baby Yoda, he just runs right over to the Mandalorian in obvious distress, which I thought that was kind of cute, because he knows
like
the
mom
Mandalorian's his de facto father.
Yeah, dad and child.
Dad and child.
We don't know. It's probably a boy, but we don't know.
So the old woman is doing a card game with a literal giant ant.
I think that was a reference to Ant-Man. Because the guy who directed that one directed Ant-Man.
I was thinking that could have been in A New Hope. That could have been a monster in the cantina scene. It's completely believable. So the Mandalorian says, "Oh, it was a dead end. He wasn't actually a Mandalorian." And she says, "Well, I know somebody who can get you to a Mandalorian." A frog
said that.
Oh, it was that ant. The ant knew the frog. Which, all right. So there's this frog who needs to take her eggs, on a sublight trip, which is basically just means flying normally in space, to a gas giant to find her husband to fertilize the eggs, which is an all great premise. And Baby Yoda is instantly, his eyes lock right on to those eggs. He eats a couple of them during the ride.
I watched this guy, and he said he thinks Baby Yoda ate 5 or 6.
That's believable. She never notices, though, so it's all good. So they're flying in space, and they get woken up, and there's 2 X-Wings flying next to them, which they tell the Mandalorian he's supposed to be flying with a ping, and I guess it's illegal to transport people.
Illegal.
Yeah, I guess without a license or something, which is kind of interesting. So they get into a bit of a dogfight. Mandalorian crashes on the ice planet and falls through. And the ship's boned. There's no chance they're getting out of there.
Yeah, at that moment.
So they're like, okay. And so Mandalorian falls asleep, and the frog woman wanders off. No, wait, no. Baby Yoda wanders. Okay, oh no, I'm completely messed up. Mandalorian falls asleep. The frog woman takes the droid and makes it so she can talk through the droid, which was interesting.
And
then he's out there fixing the ship, and the frog woman wanders off. And she takes her eggs and puts it in this warm pool. And she's in the pool with the eggs.
She loved them eggs.
And Mandalorian's like, it's dangerous out here. And Baby Yoda wanders off again. Baby Yoda will eat anything and everything because he cracks open these eggs and eats this developing spider.
Ugh.
And just spiders. Oh, that was I like that. Mandalorian using his flamethrower. So, where were we? They're running from the spiders. No, they're in the ship, hiding from the spiders. And the Mandalorian decides he has to take off. And they're getting ready to take off, but here comes the big spider. It's back.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was an interesting scene.
Yeah, it was.
Then, blaster fire.
Coming in.
Blaster fire comes out of nowhere. Dave Filoni. I thought it was Boba Fett. So did you.
Man, I that was Rebels or Boba Fett, either one of those.
It was Dave Filoni and the other guy. Dave Filoni was one of the X-Wings. He was in the first season, too. Whatever.
Did you know that the other guy is a super fan of Star Wars? And I think, because I watched a YouTube video on the second one, and so most of the things I've said about this one is what I heard in the video.
YouTube video?
Huh?
From the YouTube video?
Yeah, from the YouTube video. And he went to the first scene of Star Wars, and I think they saw how much of a fan he was because he has a bunch of cosplays. So to let him be in a brief episode of Star Wars. Oh yeah, and I think it was kind of funny when they were talking before and Mando was flying the ship when he said, can you go to General 2? Because it reminded me of Discord.
And then the X-folds lock into attack position.
Yeah.
And he knows what's about to go down. That was a pretty cool scene. And that's the end of the episode. Mandalorian takes off, leaves. Of course, and it ends with them falling asleep in the cockpit and Baby Yoda eating an egg.
Are you echoing? Sorry about that.
That's fine. So, it's the end of the episode. Johnny, what do you rate it?
Yeah.
Out of all of them. Also 5-star out of 10.
9.5 to 4.9. 4.9 stars out of 10.
It's
I mean,
definitely
out
a
of 5.
it's definitely a filler episode, but
Might be moved later.
it's still like a 6 and a 5 for me. There's a lot of them.
Filler.
That's nothing. That's not really progressing story.
The egg lady. That's gonna
She'll
be the next.
she'll be gone in the next episode.
No, because in the trailer it shows her walking with another blue frog. I think she's gonna be a big part.
Okay, fine. It's not a filler episode. Egg Lady stays. So anyway, I give it a good 4 stars, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10.
I love the giant. The giant spider's horrifying.
I like the spiders. Yeah, that was.
And then when he goes down there and it's all covered in webs.
They were quick.
And when the frog lady's about to get killed, she starts jumping.
She starts jumping like an actual frog. I don't know why that surprised me. I was like, seriously?
I think we feel like we both thought she was gonna die because she was naked in that pool, and I was like, she's gotta put on her clothes. And just like,
I'm like, that frog lady's gonna get ruthlessly eaten. The Mandalorian's gonna somberly walk towards her husband and like somberly go like, "Here's your eggs. Your wife didn't make it."
No. He goes to the place and just he puts the eggs in. He just throws the eggs at the spiders one by one.
He just lets Baby Yoda eat them all.
Yeah, he just lets Baby Yoda eat them all. He immediately goes into hyperspace and then just lets Baby Yoda eat them all.
My favorite moments of this episode was definitely Baby Yoda snuggling with the Mandalorian, running to the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Being with the Mandalorian. It's a lot of. So that's pretty much it for the Mandalorian. Or do you have something else to say?
Yeah, well, it's not about the Mandalorian.
Go ahead.
And about
Go ahead. Say what you wanted to say.
About what day is it? The 7th?
Johnny's birthday is on November 20th.
I will have a computer.
Let's go!
And I'm probably going to get a better...
So you have to listen to his poopy audio quality.
Yeah, you don't have to listen to this anymore.
Thank
you can actually
God.
listen to maybe some... What?
Thank God.
Maybe listen to some things. And we'll be able to do a lot more YouTube videos.
Video game reviews. Johnny wants to get Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia, I hope to play that on your YouTube channel, and very hope to review that on Brothers Movies Games podcast.
Yeah, sounds good. Our YouTube channel will actually get used once he gets the computer. We will actually upload videos.
I think that's what I want my main focus to be.
Follow our Twitter. And
yeah,
if you're listening to this right now, and you're listening to Brothers Movies Games, not even consistently, or you just do it, or this is your first ever time. If you so, thanks for sticking around to the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And only if you have a Twitter account. Make a Twitter account if you have to. DM us on Twitter.
But don't.
Or comments on Twitter. Say, I watched the episode. I watched Brothers Movies Games. Because we have no idea. I have no idea how to figure out Apple Podcasts. I have no idea how to figure out Spotify Podcasts or Google Podcasts. Or whatever we're on. Follow us on Padmatic. Follow us on Spotify Podcasts. Follow us on iTunes. Follow us on Google Podcasts. Follow us on any and every social media we ever create.
Sorry, I was opening my blind.
Any closing regards, Johnny?
Yeah. Just go follow us. Thanks for sticking around. Heck, we might even say your name if you want us to.
We'll say your name. Bob Schwartz. I know you're out there. I know you're listening. Bob Schwartz.
Bob Schwartz.
I know he is. Bob Schwartz.
If you'd like to see any WWE games, I know not a lot of people like that anymore.
Tell us what you want us to do.
But if you want us to do that, that's fine. Any game recommendations that are not horror or very gory would be great. I'm not a huge fan of horror. I could do with a little gore. Like, I played Doom. Sorry if I sound far away, but I played Doom before, but that's probably as gory as it's gonna get.
I think that's it, so we'll see you next time on Brothers Movies Games.
Goodbye, gamers.
I'm Nick Miller, and you've just listened to Brothers Movies Games.